Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Scrapping Like a Lady. How you guys doing today? I am on my way to work as usual. And Sabrina's in tote. Wave to the people, Sabrina.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm a sidekick to Scrapping Like a Lady for today.
Why you always want to call me strapping?
I don't know. It sounds better than scrapping.
It's our lesbian thing. Don't let the folks know, Sabrina. It's strapping. Anyways, anywho, people like, oh my gosh, she say she a Christian. You hear how she talk? Lighten up, y'all. Lighten up. Anyways, I told you guys I was going to give you the tea about my little disagreement with my Mr. C. How about some of that? So I don't know exactly what's going on inside of any human being. None of us do. But I know that he was irritated all week. It was evident on Monday when I was off. Tuesday, he was irritated. Wednesday, he was more irritated. And Thursday, everything just came to a head. Mr. Vital. Vitamins. Well, these are so good. It's a HGH to keep you from aging. So, on Thursday, a lot of the argument last week was about cooking food. And it doesn't really matter what you argue about. My thing is that he's at home all day, every day, and he doesn't want to go anywhere because of the pandemic. And okay, even if you're not going to go anywhere, I feel like you can cook sometimes. He says, oh, you don't really like my cooking, which is really just an excuse to get out of cooking. He's not the greatest of cooks, but he's not a horrible cook. And my thing is, if you were a woman and you couldn't cook, you watch some cooking shows or do something, you know. So to shore up any weaknesses or shortcomings you have. Well, even if you're not going to do that, hell, take some food out, you know, and I'll cook it when I get home. So I get home, the food is like a block of ice or something, you know. So my sister was like, well, why don't you take out dinner? And why don't you make sure that your family has dinner? And why don't you, and why don't you, and why don't you? And I'm like, what's the other person's responsibility? Hell, he's just as grown as I am, you know. So it made me feel some kind of way. Well, on Wednesday when he complained about it, I waited about an hour or so to process it all, and then I went in there and I made food. Well, he ate, but I didn't know that he ate because I went back upstairs to my sewing room, and I didn't like the way it came out. So it was a sauce that I made for wings. I didn't like the way it came out. So then that happened on Wednesday. So on Thursday, I stopped at one of my favorite places to get wings and got wings because I was still in a wing mood, you know. And when I walked in, he was like, wings again? And he just
Lost it.
Yeah, that's the word. Lost it. And I was like, okay, not only are you not going to put forth the effort to make sure that there's food cooked when I get home, because you home with the refrigerator, the stove, the freezer, the microwave, the everything, the pots, the pans, you know. Not only are you not going to put forth any effort whatsoever to cook dinner, but then you're going to complain about what I do bring home. And so I just said, stop it, you know. And he kept going on and on. You don't want to be this, you don't want to do this, that, and the other. I was like, oh no, Sister Gal will not be sitting around listening to this nonsense. And then he started yelling. And so then I was like, okay, as a lady, I'm going to have to remove myself from the premises, honey, because we are not going to be listening to your nonsense, honey, because your foolishness done went to number 10, and we both about to go there. I'm going to catch a case, and the kid's going to be without parents. So let's not do this. So come on, people. So I left, And I went to my girlfriend's house. She was like, just come over here. So I went to my girlfriend's house. And she was like, let's pray. Honey, I was so mad. God could not quench my anger that night. So I couldn't even pray, Sabrina.
You wouldn't allow him to quench it. You wanted to stay mad.
I wanted to stay mad. I felt like I had valid reasons for being mad.
But not when you let the Holy Spirit come in. You need to let it go.
I wasn't asking the Holy Spirit to come in. I said I was mad and I could not pray. So I wasn't asking the Lord nothing.
But you should have.
I should have been, but I was not.
You should have.
I know.
But that's neither here nor there.
Yes. I was mad and I was waddling in that madness. But you know, as fast as I get mad, my madness goes away like that. It takes a whole lot, you know that, to get me mad. A whole lot. And like I said, I took it on Monday. I took it on Tuesday. I took it on Wednesday. I took it on Thursday. And then at the end of Thursday, I was like, not only did I take it, but I went and I got food and I called him beforehand and asked him what he wanted, to which he replied, anything you get is fine. And I think that's what enraged me right there, because anything I got was not fine. You had a problem with it. So after I left my girlfriend's house, now I got to her house. Now mind you, it was 5:25. It was dinner time when all this went down. He still could have jumped in his little fancy sports car and went and got some food. He could have called some food, you know. It was just now for dinner. But, yeah. So I went to my friend's house. She prayed till 10 o'clock. Then I left there and I forgot my diabetes medication. So I had to come back to the house. And when I came back to the house, he was just watching me. You know, he didn't say anything. And so I grabbed my diabetes medication and I went to my sister's house. And I stayed there for 4 days.
It's just Sunday.
Yeah. And my sister's husband left. Now let me give y'all the tea on this. My sister's husband left on Friday. And mind you, I got there Thursday night. He left Friday afternoon. His sister passed away from corona, and so his twin sister, and so he had to go, of course, to Florida. And so my sister was dealing with all of that, and she was dealing with her crazy sister over here. Well, he left on Friday and came back Sunday morning at 9. He wasn't even gone a good 48 hours. You would have thought they had taken that man and kidnapped him and took him to another country. She was dang near pathetic. When I am used to flying out, my husband is used to flying out for business and stuff like that, or even family matters and stuff, you know. So we're used to being apart, but they're not. She's like, in the last 26 years, I think they've been married for like 26 years or something like that. You know, they've only been apart like twice. And those times I had sent for my sister to come to a family reunion one time. And then one time I actually took her to a woman's retreat. Now, they don't do that, she said. I'm like, I know. But hey, your relationship is your relationship. But she was just like, and I was looking at her upside her head. Now here I am. I wasn't mad at Willie anymore, because by Friday morning, I was pretty much over it. I just didn't want to be around him because I didn't want to act out. And I think that is the gist of the story of what I want to tell people. Remove yourself from the situation for you don't become unsavory, you know, for you don't act in a way that is not characteristic of being a woman, you know. So that's what I had to do. I had to get up out of there. And I didn't want to go back there until I knew that I had myself together. And when I came on Sunday morning, I didn't come with any, malice in my heart or any type of, I'm going to cuss a brother out. You know, I just wanted to resolve some of the issues, which y'all don't know my husband and you're only hearing my side of the story. But I do have a witness over here. Of course, she might be a tad bit biased because I'm so lovely. But She knows me inside and out. And when I say that my husband is a little bit on the chauvinistic side, Sabrina, say something for the folks.
Yes.
And quite, well, I'm saying chauvinistic because he thinks that the house, the food, everything is all on the woman. He really thinks that. And part of it is my fault because I used to be a stay-at-home mother, tending to all of his needs. He wanted for nothing. And so now I'm just like, can't you fish by yourself? I got something in my eye. You know, don't put all the responsibility on me. Hell, if we gonna pay the mortgage 50-50, then where's your 50-50 in the kitchen? That's what I'm thinking, you know? So, or hit up that grocery store. You know, he said to me one time, guys, listen to that will make you laugh. He said, I said, Willie, how come you didn't cook the chicken? And he said, I don't know how to cook that chicken. I didn't buy that chicken. How would I know how to cook a chicken that you bought? Sabrina, did you hear me? Yes, girl, that's what he said. And I was like, so when you go to pick up your chicken at Kroger or wherever market you go and buy your chicken, is there a Willie section? Because I must have missed that section. No, it is just a chicken section, a beef section, a pork section. So chicken is chicken, people. That's all I'm trying to say.
But when somebody else buy it, you don't know how to cook it.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I said, how'd you get all your degrees?
How it works.
I don't know. But when you figure it out, you let me know.
Or when they figure it out, let us know.
Yeah, send us in a text, send us a comment, and let us know how that personalized chicken stuff works. It's like, I don't know. Well, yeah. So he's slightly chauvinistic, you know, because there are men that are worse than he is. Of course there are, you know, but and maybe he just likes being taken care of, you know. Maybe that's what he found very flattering as well with me, that I was willing to, you know, stay home and take care of him, take care of the kids and stuff like that. Because remember, when I got with Willie, I had Kimberly and Richard already. He didn't have any baggage in that department. Relationships, children, nothing. He had none of that kind of stuff. So he asked me, what did I want to do with my life? And I told him, which in all honesty, he has helped me to make that happen. Whether it's been my nursing, you know, going to school, period.
Yeah.
That was, he was like, you want to do it? Let me show you the ropes. Let me show you what to do, when to do, how to do. When I wanted to do my business, he's the first one. Let me help you with that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he'll put up walls, and he did all of that at my place, you know. So even picking up the gates.
Sure did.
You know, he went and picked up the gates. I was like, yeah, he's pretty amazing. So I'm not trying to man bash. That I am not trying to do. I'm just trying to say to you guys, when you have arguments, because you will have arguments, and this ain't my last argument with this man, and y'all hear about him. When you have arguments, remove yourself from the situation. Don't spend your good energy arguing with a fool, unless you become one. So that's about all I need to say about that. And don't let them take your peace. Yeah, because honestly, that's truly what happens. Now, I did let them steal my peace because I let it get up under my skin. You know what I'm saying? So I did let them steal my peace. We ain't gonna be doing that. We gonna learn how to. Oh Jesus. We gonna learn how to remove ourselves from the situation and not let that person steal our peace. Now, I did know who to go to, like going to Veronica's house to make sure that I didn't stay angry and that spirit of anger didn't stay on me. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'd went to one of my other girlfriend's house and maybe she doesn't like my husband, or she had the same issue and it caused her to get a divorce, she might give me the wrong advice. You know, girl, you should get out of that situation. Stay here. Don't go back to that man. He this, that, and the other, da-da-da-da-da, and put words in your head. Next thing you know, you're in a bad situation, you know. So I did have enough discernment to know whose house to go to, you know, because I have a lot of girlfriends, you know. I do. I have girlfriends that are married, girlfriends that are single, girlfriends that are married that are living a single life. You know, it's true, you know. So some people are married yet they're divided, yet they're, you know, married but single. That's what I call them.
Wishing they were single but married.
Mm-hmm.
Single wishing they were married.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have those. I have those friends too, actually, don't I? Single friends that, well, you are.
Just single.
But you don't wish you were married? 50-50. You got here. She's doing this, y'all.
I'm enjoying myself getting to know me all over again right now.
Right.
That's where I'm at right now.
Right.
It's not constantly on my mind. I'm enjoying me right now.
Yeah. Whereas with me, I've always been married. You know what I mean? Even when I divorced Jim, Willie and I was married 24 hours later. You know, and here we are almost 30 years later. So I've never been single. So I wouldn't even know how to be single. So I went to pick up his food and a guy sent me a drink over. And then he came and sat at my table. And I was just like, I thought it was hilarious and somewhat funny that he was a 22-year-old boy. And he was like, I said, baby, how old are you? He said, 22. I started laughing. I was like, baby, I'm 51. I wanted to say, now you need to go on up out of here if I have to change your diapers. But yeah, he was 22 years old. And y'all know Logan is 22. Hell, I wouldn't even date a man that's 40. I'm 51. What I look like dating somebody younger than me? I don't like that. I don't care how mature they are. I don't. Sabrina's blushing over here because she's dated some youngins. She's a cougar, y'all. Anyways, this is Scrapping Like a Lady. And the gist of all of this is, again, not let your peace be stolen and to always be a lady. Deuces.